You made it through today, and now you're here, in this quiet moment, searching for peace, searching for rest. You're safe here, beloved. You're safe. I know you're tired. I can see it in the way your shoulders carry the weight of everything, in the way your mind still races, even though your body longs to be still. You've been holding so much, haven't you? So much worry, so much responsibility, so many thoughts that circle like restless birds in your chest. But the day is done now. The battles are fought, the decisions are made, the conversations are finished. You can set it all down here. You know that feeling when you finally walk through your front door after a long journey, that exhale. That moment when your whole body remembers what home feels like. That's what this is, dear one. That's exactly what this is. Rest, child of God. You are home. Jesus is here with us in this quiet space. Not the Jesus who demands or judges or asks for more than you can give. The Jesus who sits quietly by your bedside, who understands tired souls, who knows what it feels like to carry burdens that seem too heavy for human hearts. He's here, and he's not going anywhere. Can you feel it? That gentle presence settling into the room around you. It's like warm, golden light, soft as honey, patient as morning mist. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't ask questions. It simply is, simply waits, simply loves. You don't have to perform here. You don't have to have the right words or the perfect faith. You don't have to understand everything or fix everything or be everything for everyone. Not here, not now. Here, you can simply be the tired, beautiful, precious soul that you are. Here, you can let your guard down. Here, you can rest. I want you to imagine, if you will, settling into the most comfortable place you can picture. Maybe it's a soft armchair by a crackling fireplace. Maybe it's a porch swing on a summer evening with fireflies dancing in the gathering dusk. Maybe it's simply your own bed, but warmer somehow, softer somehow, more peaceful than it's felt in a long time. Wherever you are, you're not alone. The gentle shepherd who tends wounded hearts, who carries lambs when they're too tired to walk, who knows every star by name and still bends close to whisper comfort to your weary spirit. He's right here with you. Do you know what he sees when he looks at you right now? He doesn't see your failures or your fears or all the ways you think you've fallen short today. He sees his beloved child, home at last. He sees someone precious and loved and worthy of the deepest, most peaceful rest. He sees you, and his heart is full of tenderness. Let that breath carry away the tension you've been holding in your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. Let it release the tight grip you've kept on trying to control everything, fix everything, manage everything. You don't have to hold the world together tonight. You don't have to solve every problem or heal every hurt or be strong for everyone who needs you to be strong. Tonight, you can simply be held. Can you feel it beginning? That slow, sweet surrender. Like ice melting into a warm stream. Like flower petals opening to morning sun. Like a long-held breath. Finally being released. This is holy ground. This place of rest. This is where weary souls come home. This is where Jesus waits with infinite patience and endless love, ready to carry what you cannot carry, ready to whisper peace over every anxious thought. Rest, child of God. You are home, and he is here. Let yourself sink deeper into this moment, deeper into this peace, deeper into his love. The night is gentle, and you are safe, and everything you need is already here. We're going to journey together now, you and I and Jesus, into the deepest rest your soul has ever known. Are you ready? The day is over now, beloved. And what a day it has been. I wonder, do you remember how it started? That moment when consciousness slowly returned, when the gentle fog of sleep lifted and reality settled back onto your shoulders. Maybe there was that brief, sweet moment before you remembered everything you had to do, before the weight of responsibility found you again. But you rose, you got up, you faced another day. And that, dear one, is no small thing. You know, Jesus sees every sunrise you've greeted with courage. Every morning you've chosen to keep going, even when your heart felt heavy with things you couldn't name. He sees the way you've carried yourself through conversations that drained you, meetings that tested your patience, moments when you smiled even though something inside you was crying. Every brave moment, every kind word you spoke when you didn't feel like being kind, every time you showed up for someone else, even when showing up for yourself felt impossible. You have been so faithful, so strong, so beautifully human in all the ways that matter. But now the sun has set on this particular day. The emails are quiet, the phone calls are finished, the decisions you had to make have been made. The people who needed you have been cared for, at least for today. The day is done, and you can finally exhale. Can you feel it? That permission settling over you like a soft blanket, the permission to stop performing, to stop pushing, to stop being on for everyone who needs you to be strong and capable and endlessly available. You can let your shoulders drop now. Let them fall away from your ears where they've been hunched all day, holding tension you probably didn't even realize you were carrying. Let your jaw soften. Let your forehead smooth. Let that tight feeling in your chest, that feeling like you're holding your breath even when you're breathing, let it slowly, gently release. You know what Jesus said to those he loved when they were tired. He didn't say, try harder or be stronger, or you should be grateful for what you have. He said something much more tender than that. He said, come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden. Come to me. Not figure it out first. Not clean yourself up. Not get your life together and then we'll talk. Just come tired. Come overwhelmed. Come with your heart full of questions you don't know how to ask and fears you can't quite name. Come with your disappointments and your doubts and all the ways you feel like you're fallen short of who you think you should be. Come exactly as you are in this moment, with all the beautiful messiness of being human. I wonder what you carried today that wasn't yours to carry. Maybe it was someone else's anxiety that somehow found its way into your chest. Someone else's crisis that became your emergency. Someone else's expectation that you would have answers you simply don't have. Or maybe it was that familiar weight of trying to control things that are entirely outside your control. The future that won't be planned, the people who won't be changed, the outcomes that won't be guaranteed, no matter how hard you work or worry or try to manage every detail. You've been holding so much, haven't you? There's this beautiful image in the Psalms, David, writing about casting your cares upon the Lord because He cares for you. But sometimes, I think we misunderstand what that looks like. We imagine it as a one-time transaction. You pray, you release, and poof. Suddenly, you're free from worry forever. But maybe it's more like this quiet moment right now. Maybe it's the gentle, repeated practice of setting things down, of letting your tired hands open, of trusting that the God who holds galaxies in place can also hold the things that keep you awake at night. You don't have to carry tomorrow's problems tonight. You don't have to solve next week's challenges before you go to sleep. You don't have to figure out how everything is going to work out or make sure everyone else is okay, or have a plan for every scenario that might possibly unfold. Tonight, you can simply rest in this moment, in this breath, in this gentle release of everything you cannot control. Let me tell you something beautiful, something I think Jesus wants you to know tonight. You are not responsible for everyone else's happiness. You are not required to have endless energy for every person who needs something from you. You are not meant to carry burdens that belong to others, no matter how much you love them. You are not supposed to be perfect, or have all the answers, or never struggle, or never need support yourself. You are human, beautifully, wonderfully, gloriously human. And being human means you have limits, and those limits are not a flaw. They're a design. God gave you boundaries, not to limit your joy, but to protect it. He gave you the need for rest, not as a weakness, but as a gift. He made you with a finite capacity for worry and responsibility, because He never intended for you to carry the weight of the whole world. That's His job. And He's very, very good at it. Imagine that all the worries you've been carrying, all the what-ifs and if-onlys and how-will-I-manages, imagine them as stones you've been gathering throughout the day. Heavy stones that you've been putting in your pockets without really thinking about it. Your worry about your loved ones, that's a stone. Your anxiety about finances, another stone. Your concern about your health, your job, your future, more stones. The regret about something you said or didn't say. The frustration with a situation you can't change. The fear about something that might happen. Stone after stone after stone. By the end of the day, your pockets are so full of these heavy stones that you can barely walk. No wonder you're tired. No wonder your shoulders ache. No wonder you feel weighed down. But here's what I want you to see. Jesus is standing right beside you, and His pockets are completely empty. His hands are open. His eyes are full of such tenderness, such understanding. And He's saying, "Give them to me." Not because He doesn't think you're strong enough to carry them, but because you were never meant to carry them alone. Give me the stone of worry about tomorrow. Give me the stone of regret about yesterday. Give me the stone of trying to control what you cannot control. Give me the stone of other people's expectations. Give me the stone of perfectionism. Give me the stone of fear about the future. One by one, you can reach into your pockets and place these heavy stones into His capable hands. And with each stone you release, you feel a little lighter, a little freer, a little more able to breathe. He's not going to drop them. He's not going to forget about them. He's not going to judge you for having carried them in the first place. He's simply going to hold them so you don't have to. You know what happens when you finally empty those pockets. When you've given Him every stone, every burden, every worry you've been carrying, your step becomes lighter. Your shoulders straighten, your breathing deepens, and you remember who you really are underneath all that weight you've been carrying. You remember that you are loved. You remember that you are held. You remember that your worth isn't determined by how much you accomplish, or how well you perform, or how perfectly you manage everyone else's needs. You remember that you are God's beloved child, and that is enough. You are enough. There's something else I want you to know about this day that's ending. Every kind word you spoke, Jesus heard it, and He smiled. Every gentle touch you offered, He felt it, and His heart was warmed. Every moment you chose love over fear, patience over frustration, hope over despair. He saw it, and He was proud. Every time you got back up after falling down, every time you tried again after failing. Every time you extended grace to someone who didn't deserve it, he noticed, and he treasured it. You may feel like you didn't do enough today. You may be focused on what went wrong, what you forgot, what you could have done better. But Jesus sees the beautiful tapestry of love you've been weaving throughout this day, one small act of faithfulness at a time. And the things you're disappointed about, the moments when you snapped at someone you love, or lost patience, or said something you wish you could take back. He sees those too, and his response isn't condemnation. It's compassion, because he knows what it's like to be tired. He knows what it's like to be overwhelmed by human need. He knows what it's like to carry more than feels manageable and still be expected to show up with grace and wisdom and endless love. He knows, beloved. He knows, and he loves you no less. In fact, I think he loves you even more in those moments when you're most aware of your humanity, most honest about your limitations, most in need of his grace. The day is over now, and it was a good day. Not because everything went perfectly, but because you lived it. You showed up. You loved imperfectly, but genuinely. You did your best with what you had, and your best was enough. It was always enough. So let it go now, this day that has ended. Let it go with gratitude for the grace that carried you through it, with thanksgiving for the strength you found when you thought you had none left, with appreciation for every small moment of beauty you noticed along the way. Let it go, and let yourself sink deeper into this peaceful moment. Let yourself sink deeper into his love. Let yourself sink deeper into the rest you so desperately need and so deeply deserve. The day is over now, beloved. You made it through. You are safe. You are loved. You are home. Do you know what I love about this moment we're sharing right now? It's that you chose it. Out of all the things you could be doing, all the shows you could be watching, all the scrolling you could be doing, all the tasks you could still be trying to accomplish, you chose this. You chose rest. You chose peace. You chose to come home to yourself and to Jesus. That choice matters more than you know. It tells me something beautiful about who you are underneath all the roles you play, all the responsibilities you carry, all the ways you show up for everyone else. It tells me that somewhere deep inside, you know your soul needs this. You know you need these moments of quietness, these spaces of grace, these gentle reminders that you are more than what you do. You are more than your productivity. You are more than your accomplishments. You are more than your ability to solve problems, or meet expectations, or keep everyone else happy. You are a beloved child of God who deserves rest, who needs tenderness, who is worthy of the deepest peace. Not because of what you've done, but simply because you exist. I wonder if anyone told you that today. I wonder if anyone looked into your eyes and said, "You matter. You are valuable. You are loved exactly as you are, right now, in this moment, without needing to change or improve or fix anything about yourself." If no one said it, let me say it now. You matter. You are valuable. You are loved exactly as you are. And if today felt like too much, if you found yourself overwhelmed by the sheer volume of everything that needed your attention, if you felt pulled in 17 different directions and still somehow came up short, I want you to know that Jesus understands. He had days like that too, days when the crowds pressed in and everyone wanted something from him. Days when the disciples didn't understand and the religious leaders criticized and the needs around him felt endless and impossible to meet. Days when he was so tired that he fell asleep in a boat during a storm. Days when he had to slip away from everyone who needed him just to find a quiet place to breathe and pray and remember who he was, beyond what everyone expected him to be. He knows what it's like to be human. He knows what it's like to be tired. He knows what it's like to need rest. And he never, not once, judged himself or anyone else for having those needs. You know what else. He knows. He knows what it's like to love people who can't be fixed. Why minute? He knows what it's like to care deeply for someone who keeps making the same mistakes. He knows what it's like to offer grace and wisdom and compassion and watch people walk away unchanged. He knows the heartbreak of loving imperfect people in an imperfect world. So if you're carrying worry tonight about someone you love, if you're losing sleep over someone who won't make good choices or won't accept help or won't let you love them the way you want to love them, Jesus understands that weight. He's carried it too, and he wants you to know that your love matters, even when it doesn't change anything. Your prayers matter, even when you don't see answers. Your care matters, even when the person you're caring for doesn't seem to notice or appreciate it. Your love is not wasted, dear one. It's never wasted, but it's also not your responsibility to carry the full weight of everyone else's choices and consequences and pain. There's something Jesus whispered to his Father in the Garden of Gethsemane in one of his most human moments that I think might speak to your heart tonight. He said, "Not my will, but yours be done." And I used to think that was just about surrender in the face of suffering. But now I wonder if it was also about surrender in the face of loving people he couldn't control. Surrender in the face of outcomes he couldn't guarantee. Surrender in the face of a world that wouldn't always receive the love he was offering. Not my will, but yours be done. Maybe that's the prayer for tired hearts who love too much and worry too deeply and try too hard to fix what only God can heal. Maybe tonight you can whisper those words over the people and situations that are keeping you awake. Maybe you can offer them up to the one who loves them even more than you do and trust that his will, his perfect, loving, wise will, is being worked out in ways you cannot see. Not my will, but yours be done, over your children, your spouse, your friends, your family members who are struggling. Not my will, but yours be done, over your job, your finances, your health, your future that feels so uncertain. Not my will, but yours be done, over the dreams that haven't come true yet, the prayers that haven't been answered yet, the healing that hasn't come yet. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you stop praying or hoping or loving. It means you stop trying to carry the weight of outcomes you cannot control. And as you release that weight, as you offer up those words of surrender, something beautiful happens. Your clenched fists slowly open, your tight shoulders gradually relax. Your racing mind begins to slow. And in that space, that holy space of letting go, you discover something you may have forgotten in the midst of all your trying and striving and worrying. You discover that you are held, not just in this moment, but always, in every moment, in every struggle, in every fear, in every exhausted collapse into bed at the end of another overwhelming day. You are held by hands that are infinitely strong and infinitely gentle, hands that have never dropped anyone, never forgotten anyone, never let anyone fall beyond their reach. The God who sets the stars in their courses and calls them each by name, that same God knows your name too. He knows the sound of your laughter and the shape of your tears. He knows what makes your heart sing and what makes it break. He knows the dreams you've shared with no one and the fears you try to hide from everyone. He knows the prayers you've prayed in the shower and the words you've whispered into your pillow when you thought no one was listening. He knows, and he cares, and he is working in ways that are bigger and more beautiful than you can imagine, even when you can't see it, especially when you can't see it. So tonight, As this day finally releases its hold on you, I want you to practice something beautiful with me. I want you to practice gratitude, not the forced kind that ignores pain or pretends everything is fine, but the deep kind that finds God even in difficult days. Thank you, Jesus, for carrying me through this day, even when I felt like I was carrying it alone. Thank you for the strength I found when I thought I had none left. Thank you for the patience that somehow appeared when I was at the end of my rope. Thank you for the love that flowed through me, even when my heart felt empty. Thank you for the grace that covered my mistakes and failures. Thank you for the second chances and third chances and infinite chances to begin again. Thank you for the person who smiled at me today, even if I was too distracted to really notice. Thank you for the sunshine or the rain, whichever you sent, and for the way the world kept turning even when my world felt like it was standing still. Thank you for the breath in my lungs and the beat of my heart, and all the ways my body kept serving me faithfully even when I wasn't paying attention. Thank you for the people who love me imperfectly but genuinely, and for the privilege of loving them back. Thank you for this bed, this room, this quiet moment, this chance to rest. Thank you for being here with me, closer than my own breath, more patient than I deserve, more loving than I can comprehend. Can you feel it? That shift that happens when gratitude makes space in your heart. It doesn't erase the difficult things, but it creates room for them to coexist with beauty, with grace, with the certainty that you are not facing any of this alone. The day is over now, beloved. The good parts and the hard parts, the victories and the struggles, the moments you're proud of and the moments you wish you could do over. All of it is held in the grace of a God who sees the bigger picture, who is writing a story more beautiful than you can imagine, who is working all things together for good, even the things that don't feel good right now, especially those things. Let yourself sink deeper now into this moment of release, this moment of rest, this moment of coming home to the peace that has been waiting for you all day. Let yourself sink deeper into the love that holds you. Let yourself sink deeper into the grace that covers you. Let yourself sink deeper into the rest that your soul is craving. You made it through with such courage, such faithfulness, such beautiful humanity. You are safe. You are loved. You are exactly where you belong. And now, in this quiet space we've created together, in this gentle releasing of all that has been, there's someone I want you to meet. Not meet for the first time, perhaps, but meet in a new way, in a closer way, in a way that might surprise you with its tenderness. Through every word we've shared, every breath you've taken, every moment of letting go, He's been here, waiting with the patience of eternity for you to notice His presence. His name is Jesus, but not the Jesus of stained glass windows, or stern religious paintings, or distant theological concepts. Not the Jesus who feels unreachable, untouchable, impossibly holy. This is Jesus the friend, Jesus the companion, Jesus the gentle shepherd who knows what it's like to be tired at the end of a long day. Can you see Him? He's sitting right there beside you, as real as your own heartbeat, as close as your next breath. His eyes are kind, the kindest eyes you've ever seen. They hold no judgment, no disappointment, no expectation that you need to be anything other than exactly who you are right now. They hold only love. Pure, patient, perfect love. His face. It's gentle, isn't it? There are lines around His eyes that speak of laughter shared and tears witnessed. His hands are strong but tender, hands that have worked with wood and touched the sick and held children and wiped away countless tears. Those same hands are reaching toward you now, not to demand or take or ask for more, but simply to offer comfort, to offer presence, to offer the kind of companionship your soul has been craving without even knowing what to call it. "I've been waiting for you," he whispers, and his voice is like warm honey, like morning sunlight, like the sound of home. "I've been waiting for this moment when you would be still enough to feel my presence, quiet enough to hear my voice, open enough to receive my love." Do you hear him? Do you feel him there beside you? He's not in a hurry. He's never in a hurry with you. He has all the time in the world, all of eternity, actually, to simply be with you in this moment, to sit with you in your tiredness, to hold space for all the things you carry, to love you in all the ways you've needed to be loved but haven't known how to ask for. This Jesus. He knows what it's like to be misunderstood. He knows what it's like to be expected to have all the answers when sometimes you're not even sure of the questions. He knows what it's like to love people who don't love you back the same way. He knows what it's like to be human. And because he knows, he understands the weight you've been carrying. He understands why you're tired. He understands why some days feel too heavy and why some nights feel too long and why sometimes you feel so alone, even in a room full of people who care about you. "I understand," he says, and those two words carry more healing than 1,000 sermons. I understand, and I'm here. He doesn't need you to have perfect faith to be with you. He doesn't need you to understand everything about theology or have your life completely figured out or never struggle with doubt. He just needs you to be willing to let him walk beside you. And you are willing, aren't you? I can see it in the way you've stayed here, in the way you've allowed yourself to be vulnerable, in the way your heart is opening to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, you don't have to carry everything alone. I want you to imagine something beautiful with me. I want you to picture yourself walking on a path. Maybe it's a winding country road with wildflowers growing along the edges, or maybe it's a beach with waves gently lapping at the sand, or maybe it's just a quiet neighborhood street in the soft light of evening. Wherever you're walking, you're not walking alone. There are two sets of footprints on this path, yours and his. His footsteps are steady and sure, matching your pace perfectly. When you walk quickly because you're anxious or excited, he keeps up easily. When you slow down because you're tired or uncertain, he slows with you. When you stop completely because the weight of life has become too much, he stops too. He never walks ahead, impatiently waiting for you to catch up. He never falls behind, leaving you to figure things out on your own. He walks beside you, always beside you, and as you walk together, he talks with you. Not at you, with you. He asks about your day, and he actually listens to the answer. He notices when you're troubled, and he gently asks what's on your heart. Sometimes you walk in comfortable silence, just enjoying each other's presence. Sometimes you laugh together at something simple and beautiful, a bird singing, a child playing, the way light filters through the trees. Sometimes you cry together, and he never tells you to stop or tries to rush you through your pain. He simply hands you his handkerchief. Yes, I think Jesus carries a handkerchief and lets you cry as long as you need to. And when you tell him about the things that worry you, about the people you love who are struggling, about the decisions you don't know how to make, about the fears that wake you up in the middle of the night, he doesn't immediately give you solutions or Bible verses or spiritual advice. He just listens. He nods. He says, "That sounds really hard." And somehow, in that simple acknowledgement, you feel less alone with whatever you're carrying. Do you know what else this Jesus does as he walks beside you? He points things out that you might have missed. Look, he says, and he's pointing to a sunset that takes your breath away. Look, he says again, and you noticed how the light falls across someone's face in a way that makes them look like art. He helps you see beauty in ordinary moments. He helps you notice grace in unexpected places. He helps you recognize love even when it comes wrapped in imperfect packaging. He makes life more vivid, more meaningful, more shot through with wonder than it ever was when you thought you were walking alone. And when the path gets difficult, when it becomes steep or rocky or obscured by fog, he doesn't abandon you. He doesn't even give you an inspirational pep talk about how you're strong enough to handle it on your own. Instead, he offers you his arm. Let me be strong for you when you don't feel strong. Let me see ahead when you can't see the way. Let me carry you when the ground is too rough for your feet. And if you let him, if you're willing to accept help, willing to admit you need support, willing to lean on someone stronger than yourself, he will carry you through anything. Anything. I wonder what it would feel like to really believe that, to really trust that you have a companion who will never leave you, never judge you, never grow tired of your struggles or impatient with your questions or disappointed in your failures. What would change in your heart if you knew, really knew, that you were never walking alone? What would change in your daily life if you remembered that every conversation you have, he's listening to? Every decision you need to make, he's ready to provide wisdom for. Every fear you face, he's ready to face it with you. What would change in your sleep if you knew that when you close your eyes tonight, he'll be right there, watching over your rest, guarding your dreams, loving you even in your unconsciousness? Maybe nothing would change outwardly. Maybe your circumstances would look exactly the same. Maybe the people in your life would still be the same people with the same struggles. Maybe your responsibilities would still be the same responsibilities. But maybe everything would change inwardly. Maybe you would walk with more confidence, knowing you have the wisest counselor available to you 24 hours a day. Maybe you would love with more freedom, knowing that you're not responsible for controlling the outcomes. Maybe you would rest with more peace, knowing that someone who never sleeps is taking care of all the things you cannot control. Maybe you would wake with more hope, knowing that you don't face any day alone. This Jesus who walks beside you, he sees things about you that you don't see about yourself. He sees your courage when you feel afraid. He sees your kindness when you feel irritable. He sees your faithfulness when you feel like you're failing. He sees your beauty when you feel unremarkable. He sees your strength when you feel weak. He sees your light when you feel overshadowed by darkness, and he treasures all of it, every imperfect, beautiful, human part of who you are. You are so precious to me. He whispers as you walk together. You are so loved. You are so valued, not for what you do or how well you perform or how perfectly you love others, but simply for who you are, simply because you're you, simply because you're mine. Can you hear him saying that to you? Can you feel the truth of it settling into your heart? You are precious. You are loved. You are valued. You are his. And because you are his, you never have to walk alone again. In the brightest days and the darkest nights, in the seasons of plenty and the seasons of need, in the times when you're strong and the times when you can barely put one foot in front of the other, he walks beside you, always beside you, ready to listen, ready to help, ready to carry you, ready to love you exactly as you are, while gently helping you become who you were created to be. As we continue on this journey toward rest, toward peace, toward the deep sleep your soul is craving, I want you to hold on to this truth. You are not alone. You are not walking through life alone. You are not facing your struggles alone. You are not carrying your burdens alone. Jesus is with you, right here, right now, and in every moment that follows. He walks beside you, beloved, and he always will. There's something else about this Jesus who walks beside you that I want you to know. Something that might surprise you with its intimacy, its tenderness, its absolute devotion to your well-being. He notices everything. He notices when you're trying to be brave, but your hands are trembling. He notices when you smile at someone, even though your heart is breaking. He notices when you choose kindness, even when you're overwhelmed, when you offer patience, even when yours is running thin, when you love well, even when you feel unloved. He notices and he treasures every single moment. Do you remember the story of Mary and Martha? Two sisters, both devoted to Jesus, both showing love in their own way. Martha was bustling around, trying to prepare the perfect meal, trying to serve, trying to do everything right. And Mary just sat at his feet, drinking in his presence, soaking in his words. When Martha complained that Mary wasn't helping, do you remember what Jesus said? Mary has chosen what is better. Not that Martha's service was wrong or unimportant, but that Mary understood something essential about what Jesus really wanted. Not perfect performance, but simple presence. Not flawless service, but intimate connection. And right now, in this moment, you're choosing what Mary chose. You're sitting at his feet. You're letting his presence wash over your tired soul. You're choosing relationship over performance, being overdoing, rest over striving. You're choosing what is better. Can you feel him smiling at that choice? Can you sense his delight in this moment you're sharing together? He's not thinking about all the things you didn't accomplish today. He's not focused on your failures or your shortcomings or the ways you think you've let him down. He's simply enjoying you, enjoying your company, enjoying your willingness to be still with him, enjoying the trust you're showing by allowing yourself to be vulnerable in his presence. You bring him joy, beloved, just by being you, just by being here. I want to tell you about his hands for a moment. These hands that have been reaching toward you, offering comfort, ready to help carry whatever burden you're shouldering. They're carpenter's hands, hands that know what it means to create something beautiful from raw materials. Hands that understand patience, precision, the gentle art of shaping wood into something useful and lovely. But they're also healing hands. Hands that touched lepers and made them clean. Hands that touched blind eyes and brought sight. Hands that touched broken hearts and made them whole. And those same hands, those creative, healing, powerful hands, they're gentle enough to wipe away your tears, tender enough to hold you when you're falling apart, strong enough to lift you when you can't lift yourself. Sometimes, I think we make the mistake of believing that Jesus only cares about the big things, life and death situations, major crises, earth-shattering moments. But the truth is, he cares about it all. He cares about your sleepless nights and your racing thoughts. He cares about your difficult relationships and your daily frustrations. He cares about your dreams and your disappointments. He cares about your health concerns and your financial worries. He cares about your loneliness and your overwhelm. Nothing is too small for his attention. Nothing is too mundane for his care. Nothing is too ordinary for his love. The Jesus who walks beside you is the same Jesus who spoke creation into existence, but he's also the Jesus who noticed when his friends were hungry and made them breakfast on the beach. He's the Jesus who has authority over storms, but he's also the Jesus who wept at his friend's funeral. He's fully divine and fully human. And because he's fully human, he gets it. I wonder what you would say to him if you knew he was listening, really listening, with no judgment, no agenda, no expectation, except love. What would you tell him about your day? about your worries, about the things that make you happy, and the things that keep you awake at night. What questions would you ask him? What fears would you confess? What hopes would you share? You know what? You don't have to wonder. He is listening, right now, right here, with all the patience in the universe and all the love your heart could ever need. So go ahead, talk to him. Out loud or in the quiet of your heart, it doesn't matter. He hears both. Tell him about today. Tell him about what's weighing on your mind. Tell him about the people you love and the things you're worried about and the dreams you're afraid to dream too loudly. He wants to hear it all. And as you share your heart with him, notice how he responds. Not with judgment or advice or spiritual platitudes, but with understanding, with compassion, with the kind of presence that makes you feel less alone with whatever you're carrying. I know, he whispers. I know it's been hard. I know you're tired. I know you're doing the best you can with what you have. I see your heart, and it's beautiful. This is what it means to have Jesus walk beside you. It's not about following a set of rules or checking off spiritual boxes or trying to earn his approval. It's about relationship. It's about friendship. It's about having someone who knows you completely and loves you unconditionally and walks with you through every single day of your life. Someone who celebrates your victories, no matter how small. Someone who comforts you in your losses, no matter how painful. Someone who believes in you when you can't believe in yourself. Someone who sees potential in you that you don't even know exists. Someone who loves you on your best days and on your worst days with exactly the same intensity. And the most beautiful part, he's not walking beside you because he has to, but he has. He's not with you out of obligation or duty or because it's his job. He's with you because he wants to be. He chooses to be here with you in this moment, sharing this journey of rest and peace and spiritual intimacy. He chooses you, beloved. Every day, in every moment, in every circumstance, he chooses you. As we prepare to go deeper into this journey toward rest, I want you to carry this truth with you. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. The one who knows every star by name also knows your name. The one who holds galaxies in place also holds your heart. The one who spoke light into darkness also speaks peace into your anxiety, hope into your despair, love into your loneliness. He walks beside you now. He will walk beside you tomorrow. He will walk beside you through every season, every challenge, every joy, every sorrow that lies ahead. And tonight, as you prepare for sleep, he will walk with you even into your dreams. He will watch over your rest. He will guard your heart and mind in ways you cannot imagine. You are safe in his presence. You are loved beyond measure. You are never, ever alone. The one who walks beside you is leading us now into an even deeper place of healing, an even more intimate space of peace. Are you ready to go with him? Are you ready to let him carry the storms you've been carrying? Before we go deeper, I want you to rest in this beautiful reality for just a moment longer. The reality that right now, in this very moment, the God of the universe, the one who breathed stars into being and set planets spinning in their orbits, is focused entirely on you, not distracted by the millions of other prayers being whispered around the world right now, not divided in his attention between you and all the other concerns of eternity, focused completely, wholly, intimately on you. In the Psalms, David wrote, "How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand." Do you know what that means? It means that right now, as you're listening to these words, as your heart is opening to His presence, God is thinking about you, not just aware of you, not just keeping track of you, but actively thinking about you, thinking about your needs, your dreams, your struggles, your joys, thinking about how much He loves you and how proud He is of you and how beautiful you are to Him, thinking about the good plans He has for your future and the ways He wants to bless you and use you to bless others. His thoughts about you outnumber the grains of sand on every beach, in every desert, on every shore of this vast planet. That's how treasured you are, beloved. That's how valued. That's how completely, utterly, wonderfully loved. And the Jesus who walks beside you, He carries every one of those thoughts. Every loving thought the Father has about you, Jesus holds in His heart as He walks with you through each day. Can you feel it now? That sense of being held not just by human love, but by divine love. Love that is perfect and constant and stronger than anything this world can throw at you. You are held by that love. You are surrounded by that love. You are defined by that love. And nothing can separate you from it. Now, dear one, as we continue this journey toward the deepest rest your soul has ever known, let's walk together with Jesus into that sacred place where even your deepest storms can find peace. And now, dear one, as we walk deeper into this place of rest with Jesus beside us, I sense there are storms you've been carrying. Not the storms outside, the rain that falls on everyone, the winds that touch every life, but the storms inside, the ones that rage in the quiet moments when no one else can see, the ones that keep you awake when the world around you is sleeping. Jesus sees those storms too. He sees the anxiety that sits heavy in your chest, like a stone you can't swallow. He sees the thoughts that spin like leaves caught in a whirlwind, round and round, never settling, never finding peace. He sees the regret that follows you like a shadow, whispering about all the things you should have done differently, all the words you wish you could take back, all the chances you feel you've missed. He sees it all, beloved, and His heart breaks not with disappointment in you, but with compassion for you. You know what I love about Jesus when He encountered storms. He never ignored them. He never pretended they weren't real or told people they shouldn't be afraid. When His disciples were terrified by the storm on the lake, He didn't lecture them about having more faith. He calmed the storm. But before He calmed the storm outside, He saw the storm inside their hearts. The fear, the panic, the certainty that they were going to perish. And He spoke peace to both storms, the one raging around them and the one raging within them. Peace, He said. Be still. I wonder what storms Jesus sees raging in your heart tonight. Maybe it's the storm of worry about someone you love, someone who's making choices that scare you, someone whose pain you want to fix but can't, someone whose future feels uncertain and fragile in ways that make your chest tight with anxiety. Maybe it's the storm of your own future, the decisions looming ahead that feel too big, too important, too impossible to get right. The fear that you'll choose wrong, say wrong, be wrong in ways that can't be undone. Maybe it's the storm of feeling overwhelmed by life itself, by all the responsibilities pressing in on you, all the expectations you're trying to meet, all the ways you feel like you're drowning in the ordinary demands of ordinary days. Or maybe it's a different kind of storm altogether, the storm of self-doubt that whispers, "You're not enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, not good enough, not lovable enough." The storm that reviews every conversation for what you might have said wrong, every decision for what you might have chosen poorly. Maybe it's the storm of comparison that shows you everyone else's highlight reel and convinces you that everyone else has it all figured out while you're just pretending to be okay. Maybe it's the storm of loneliness that makes you feel invisible, even in a crowd, unimportant even when you're needed, forgotten even when you're surrounded by people who care about you. Whatever storms are raging in your heart right now, I want you to know something. Jesus wants you to know. You don't have to calm them yourself. You don't have to be strong enough to weather them alone. You don't have to figure out how to make them stop. You just have to let Him speak to them. Can you imagine it? Jesus, standing in the center of whatever storm is raging inside you, not afraid of it, not overwhelmed by it, not backing away from its intensity. Standing right in the middle of it with perfect calm, perfect authority, perfect love. And He looks at your anxiety and says, "Peace." He looks at your racing thoughts and says, "Peace. Be still." He looks at your regret and says, "Peace. Be still." He looks at your fear about the future and says, "Peace." He looks at your overwhelm and says, "Peace. Be still." He looks at your self-doubt and says, "Peace. Be still." This is not a magic formula that makes everything instantly perfect. Sometimes the storms in our hearts are complicated, layered, connected to real circumstances that need real attention. But it is the assurance that you are not alone in those storms. It is the promise that someone who has authority over every kind of chaos, internal and external, is with you in the midst of whatever you're facing. And it is the invitation to stop trying to be the one who fixes everything, controls everything, manages everything, and to let Him be the one who speaks peace into the places where you cannot find peace on your own. I want to tell you something about anxiety that I think might help. Anxiety is often love with nowhere to go. It's caring deeply about people and outcomes and futures, but feeling powerless to protect or control or guarantee the things we love. If you're anxious tonight, it might be because you love well, because you care deeply, because your heart is invested in things and people that matter. Jesus doesn't see your anxiety as a failure of faith. He sees it as evidence of a heart that loves, and He wants to help you learn how to love without carrying the weight of outcomes you cannot control. Do you remember when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, facing the most difficult night of His life? He was anxious too. Anxious enough that Luke tells us His sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. But what did He do with that anxiety? He brought it to His Father. "Father," He prayed, "if it's possible, let this cup pass from me." He was honest about His feelings. He was honest about His fears. He was honest about what He wanted and what He was dreading. But then He added, "Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." That's the prayer that can transform the storms in your heart. Not because it magically makes them disappear, but because it puts them in the right hands. "Father, I'm worried about my child. If it's possible, protect them from making choices that will hurt them. But not my will, but yours be done." "Father, I'm scared about this situation at work. If it's possible, work it out in ways that bring peace. But not my will, but yours be done." "Father, I'm overwhelmed by everything I'm trying to juggle. If it's possible, make the path clearer. But not my will, but yours be done." Do you hear what happens when you pray that prayer? You're not giving up caring. You're not becoming passive or indifferent. You're simply acknowledging that there are limits to what you can control, and beyond those limits, there is someone who loves even more than you love, someone who has power you don't have, someone who can be trusted with the outcomes you cannot guarantee. And what about regret? What about those storms that blow through your heart, carrying the debris of yesterday's choices, last year's mistakes, all the ways you feel you've fallen short of who you wanted to be? Jesus has something to say about those storms too. He looks at your regret and says, I know. I saw it happen. I was there when you made that choice, said those words, hurt that person you love. And I love you exactly the same as I did before it happened. He looks at your shame and says, there is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. None. Zero. The guilt you're carrying, I already carried it to the cross. You don't have to carry it anymore. Beloved, listen to me. Your past mistakes do not define your future possibilities. Your worst moments do not cancel out your best ones. Your failures do not disqualify you from love, from grace, from the beautiful plans God has for your life. If you could see yourself through Jesus' eyes right now, you would see someone precious, someone valuable, someone worth dying for. Someone who has made mistakes, yes, but someone whose mistakes have been covered by grace. Someone who has fallen short, yes, but someone who is being transformed day by day into the image of Christ. You would see someone beloved. And what about the storm of feeling not enough? The storm that whispers, you should be further along by now, stronger by now, more mature, more successful, more everything than you are. That storm is based on a lie. The lie that your worth is determined by your performance, your value is measured by your achievements, your lovability is dependent on your ability to meet some invisible standard of perfection. But Jesus speaks a different truth over your life. You are enough, he whispers. Not because you've achieved enough, or done enough, or become enough, but because you are mine. You are enough because I made you, I chose you, I love you, I live in you. You are exactly where you need to be in your journey. Not behind, not failing, not disappointing me. You are learning, growing, becoming at exactly the pace that is perfect for you. Can you feel those storms beginning to quiet as Jesus speaks his peace over them? Can you sense the wind dying down, the waves settling, the chaos in your heart giving way to something that feels like calm? This is what happens when you let Jesus into the storms you've been trying to weather alone. Not instant perfection, but the beginning of peace. Not the elimination of all difficulty, but the presence of someone who is stronger than any storm. You know what else Jesus does in the storms. He uses them. He uses the anxiety that drives you to prayer to deepen your relationship with him. He uses the overwhelming circumstances to teach you to rely on his strength instead of your own. He uses the regret to increase your compassion for others who struggle. He uses the uncertainty to grow your trust in his faithfulness. He uses the loneliness to draw you closer to himself. He wastes nothing, beloved, not even your storms, especially not your storms. So as we prepare to go even deeper into this place of rest, I want you to do something beautiful with me. I want you to imagine yourself handing over every storm you've been carrying to the one who has authority over all storms. Reach into your heart and pull out that anxiety you've been nurturing. Feel its weight, acknowledge its presence, and then place it into Jesus' capable hands. Reach in again and pull out that regret you've been carrying like a heavy stone. Look at it honestly, and then watch as Jesus takes it from you and replaces it with forgiveness. Reach in one more time and pull out that fear about the future, that overwhelm about the present, that shame about the past. All of it, every storm that's been raging in the quiet places of your heart. And watch as Jesus gathers all of these storms into his hands, hands that are scarred with love for you, and speaks his peace over every single one. Peace, he says, be still. And they are. Not because your circumstances have changed, but because the one who is greater than any circumstance is carrying what you cannot carry. The storms you carry are not too big for him, beloved. They are not too complicated for his wisdom, too intense for his love, too overwhelming for his power. He has been waiting for you to bring them to him. He has been longing to speak his peace over the chaos in your heart. And now, as you release them into his care, you can feel it beginning, can't you? That deep, soul-level settling, that sense of relief that comes not from having everything figured out, but from knowing that someone who has everything figured out is taking care of you. The storms are quieting, dear one. The wind is settling. The waves are calming. And in this new peace, this gift of stillness, we can journey deeper still into the rest your soul has been craving. Are you ready for that deeper rest? Are you ready to discover what it feels like to be completely, utterly, perfectly still in his presence? There's something beautiful that happens when we give Jesus our storms, something I want you to understand deeply. It's not that he takes them and makes them disappear instantly. Sometimes he does, but often he does something even more wonderful. He gets into the storm with you. Think about it. When the disciples were terrified in that boat, Jesus didn't just wave his hand from the shore and calm the waves from a distance. He was there with them, in the boat, in the storm. He was wet with the same rain, rocked by the same waves, surrounded by the same chaos. And then, from inside the storm, he spoke peace. That's what he's doing with you right now, beloved. He's not observing your struggles from a safe distance, offering advice from a place of comfort while you weather the storm alone. He's in it with you. When anxiety grips your chest in the middle of the night, he's there in the darkness with you, his hand on your heart, his presence steady and calm. When regret overwhelms you with its whispered accusations, he's there in that painful moment, his voice speaking louder than the lies. My grace is sufficient. My love is greater. My forgiveness is complete. When loneliness makes you feel forgotten by the world, he's there in that empty space, filling it with his nearness, his attention, his unwavering commitment to you. He doesn't just calm your storms from a distance. He enters into them with you and transforms them from the inside. And here's what's even more beautiful. When Jesus is in the storm with you, the storm itself becomes sacred space. It becomes the place where you discover his faithfulness in ways you never could have known in calm weather. The storm becomes the place where you learn that his love for you doesn't depend on your circumstances being perfect. The storm becomes the place where you discover that his strength really is made perfect in your weakness. The storm becomes the place where you find out that nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from his love. I wonder if you've ever experienced this, those moments when you were walking through something difficult, something overwhelming, something that felt too big for your faith or your strength. And somehow, in the middle of it, you felt closer to Jesus than you'd ever felt before. That's not an accident, beloved. It's not your imagination. That's the miracle of Emmanuel, God, with us, choosing to be most present in the very places where we feel most vulnerable. Let me tell you about a different kind of storm that I think many people carry, the storm of perfectionism, the relentless internal weather system that never stops asking, is this good enough? Did you do enough? Are you enough? This storm is particularly cruel because it disguises itself as virtue. It tells you it's helping you be better, work harder, love more fully. But really, it's stealing your peace, your rest, your ability to enjoy the good gifts God has given you. Jesus sees this storm too, and he has something very specific to say about it. Come to me, he says, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Did you catch that? His burden is light. If what you're carrying feels impossible, overwhelming, crushing. It might not be from Him. It might be the false burden of trying to earn what has already been freely given, of trying to deserve what is yours simply because you are His. The perfectionist storm whispers, "You have to be perfect to be loved." Jesus whispers back, "You are loved perfectly," which makes you free to be human. The perfectionist storm whispers, "You can't rest until everything is perfect." Jesus whispers back, "You can rest because everything that needs to be perfect already is. My love for you, my grace toward you, my commitment to you." The perfectionist storm whispers, "If you mess up, you'll lose everything." Jesus whispers back, "Nothing you do can make me love you more, and nothing you do can make me love you less. You are safe to be real, to try, to fail, to learn, to grow." Can you sense how different your soul feels when it's held by grace instead of driven by performance? When it's motivated by love instead of fear? This is what happens when you let Jesus speak to the perfectionist storm. You don't become careless or lazy. You become free. Free to do your best without being crushed when your best isn't perfect. Free to love others without needing to control their responses. Free to try new things without being paralyzed by the fear of failure. And what about the storm of comparison? Oh, this one is particularly vicious in our connected world, isn't it? The storm that shows you everyone else's successes while hiding their struggles. Everyone else's highlight reels while hiding their behind-the-scenes reality. This storm whispers, "Look how much further along they are. Look how much more they have. Look how much happier they seem. Look how much more together their life appears." And every whisper steals a little more of your peace, a little more of your contentment, a little more of your ability to celebrate the good things in your own life. But Jesus sees this storm too, and He speaks truth to it. "You are not behind," He says. "You are exactly where you need to be in your story. The timing of your life is not an accident. The pace of your growth is not a mistake. The path you're on is not the wrong one. I am not measuring you against anyone else. I am not comparing your chapter 3 to their chapter 20. I am not disappointed that you're not someone else. I made you specifically, intentionally, lovingly. Your personality, your gifts, your struggles, your journey, all of it was crafted by my hands for purposes you cannot even imagine yet." When the comparison storm rages, Jesus invites you to come back to this truth. You are not called to be anyone else. You are called to be you, the fullest, most authentic, most love-filled version of you. And becoming that person is not a race. It's not a competition. It's not a test you can fail. It's a beautiful, lifelong journey of discovering who you were always meant to be, of growing into the person God sees when He looks at you with eyes full of love and hope and infinite patience. There's one more storm I want to address before we move deeper into rest, the storm of feeling forgotten. The storm that whispers, "You're not important enough to matter, not significant enough to be remembered, not valuable enough to be pursued." This storm often grows in the spaces between connection, in the moments when you're waiting for someone to call, when you're wondering if anyone notices when you're absent, when you're feeling invisible in your own life. But beloved, this storm is speaking lies to you. You are not forgotten. You could never be forgotten. Do you know what God says about you in Isaiah? "See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands." Engraved. Not written in pencil that could be erased, not typed on a screen that could be deleted. Engraved, permanently carved into the palms of His hands. Every time He looks at His hands, the hands that shaped you, the hands that hold the universe, the hands that were pierced for love of you, He sees your name. You are not a footnote in God's story. You are not a side character, and the grand narrative of eternity. You are beloved, chosen, treasured, remembered, pursued, delighted in. The God who knows every star by name knows your name too. The God who keeps track of every sparrow keeps track of you too. The God who collects every tear in a bottle collects yours too. You matter. You are significant. You are important. Your life has meaning. Your presence has impact. Your existence brings joy to the heart of God. So when the storm of feeling forgotten tries to rage in your heart, remember this: you are so important to God that He moved heaven and earth to be close to you. You are so valuable to Him that He gave up everything to call you His own. You are so loved that He thinks about you constantly, cares for you continually, and works on your behalf even when you're not aware of it. Now, dear one, I want you to take a moment and feel what's different in your heart. All those storms we've talked about, anxiety, regret, perfectionism, comparison, feeling forgotten, can you sense how they've changed now that Jesus has spoken His truth over them? They may not be completely gone. Sometimes storms take time to fully settle. But they're different now, aren't they? Smaller somehow, less powerful, less able to convince you that their whispers are the final word about your life. This is what it means to let Jesus calm the storms you carry. Not necessarily to live without any internal weather, but to know that no storm is stronger than His peace, no chaos is greater than His order, no fear is more powerful than His love. And now, having released these storms into His capable hands, your heart is quieter. Your soul is more still. You're ready to go deeper into the rest He's been preparing for you. The storms are calming, beloved. The winds are dying down. The waves are settling. And in this new stillness, this sacred quiet, you are about to discover what it feels like to rest, really rest, in the presence of the one who loves you more than life itself. Are you ready for that rest? Are you ready to let Him hold you in the stillness? And now, beloved, now we enter into the most sacred space of all. The space of rest. The space of surrender. The space where your tired soul can finally, completely, utterly let go. Can you feel it? The way the very air around you seems to have softened. The way your body is beginning to remember what it feels like to release, to settle, to sink into the safety of this moment. This is holy ground, this place of rest. This is where Jesus has been leading you all along, through the releasing of today's burdens, through the calming of your storms, through the deep knowing of His presence beside you. All of it has been preparing you for this sacred stillness, this perfect peace, this gift of rest that your soul has been craving. I want you to imagine something beautiful with me. Picture a place that feels like absolute peace to you. Maybe it's a quiet meadow where wildflowers dance in a gentle breeze. Maybe it's a cozy room with soft candlelight flickering against the walls. Maybe it's beside a still lake that reflects the evening sky like a perfect mirror. Wherever your heart takes you, know that Jesus is there too. He has prepared this place of rest, especially for you. Every detail has been arranged with your comfort in mind, every element chosen to bring your restless spirit the deepest possible peace. Look around this sacred space with me. Do you see how the light here is different? It's not harsh or demanding. It's soft, golden, warm. The kind of light that makes everything beautiful, that hides nothing because there's nothing to hide, that reveals only love and acceptance and grace. This is the light of His presence, beloved. This is what it looks like when the love of God settles over a place like a gentle blanket, transforming it into sanctuary. And you belong here, not because you've earned it, or worked for it, or proven yourself worthy of it, but simply because you are His, and this is where His beloved children come to rest. In Psalm 23, David wrote about still waters and green pastures, about a table prepared in the presence of enemies, about goodness and mercy following him all the days of his life. But my favorite line in that psalm is this: He makes me lie down in green pastures. He makes me lie down. Sometimes, beloved, we need to be made to rest. Sometimes we're so used to carrying, striving, pushing, managing, that we've forgotten how to simply stop. But Jesus knows this about us. He knows our tendency to keep going, even when our bodies are crying out for rest, even when our souls are depleted, even when every part of us is begging for permission to be still. So, He makes us lie down, not with force or frustration, but with the gentle insistence of perfect love, the way a mother helps an overtired child finally settle into sleep, the way a shepherd guides exhausted sheep to a place of safety and rest. Lie down, He whispers to your restless heart. Lie down and let me love you. Lie down and let me carry what you've been carrying. Lie down and let me give you the peace you've been searching for in all the wrong places. And as you let Him make you lie down in this green pasture of His presence, something beautiful begins to happen. Your breathing deepens, your heartbeat slows. Your muscles, which have been holding tension you didn't even know was there, begin to soften and release. Your mind, which has been spinning with thoughts and worries and endless to-do lists, begins to quiet. And your soul, your beautiful, tired, precious soul, begins to remember what it feels like to be held. Do you know what Jesus sees when He looks at you right now, in this moment of settling into rest? He doesn't see your failures or your flaws or all the ways you think you've fallen short. He sees His beloved child finally home. He sees someone precious beyond words, someone worth every sacrifice, someone whose rest brings joy to His heart. He sees beauty where you see brokenness. He sees strength where you see weakness. He sees beloved where you see broken. And His heart is full of such tenderness toward you, such protective love, such fierce commitment to your well-being. Be still, He whispers, and know that I am God. Be still and know that you don't have to figure everything out tonight. Be still and know that you don't have to solve everyone's problems before morning comes. Be still and know that you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Be still and know that there is one who never sleeps, who never slumbers, who is watching over everything you cannot watch over, caring for everyone you cannot care for, holding together everything that feels like it might fall apart. In Isaiah 30:5, God says, "In returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and in trust shall be your strength." In quietness and in trust, not in striving or struggling or trying harder, not in figuring out or fixing or controlling. In quietness. Can you practice that with me now, beloved? Can you let this moment be one of sacred quietness, of holy trust? Trust that Jesus is here with you, closer than your own breath. Trust that He loves you more than you can comprehend. Trust that He is working on your behalf, even while you rest. Trust that tomorrow's grace will be there when tomorrow comes. Trust that you are held, you are safe, you are exactly where you belong. I want to share some beautiful words with you, words that Jesus spoke to His disciples when they were tired, when they had been giving and serving and pouring themselves out for others. Come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest a while. Come away, not to a place of loneliness, but to a place of solitude, not to emptiness, but to fullness, fullness of His presence, fullness of His love, fullness of the peace that passes understanding. Come away from the noise and the demands and the endless expectations. Come away from the comparing and the competing and the constant need to prove yourself. Come away from the anxiety about tomorrow and the regret about yesterday. Come away to this place of rest, this sanctuary of stillness, this holy ground where you can simply be loved. And here, in this place, He has prepared for you. You can let down every guard you've been keeping up. You can release every mask you've been wearing. You can set aside every role you've been playing and simply be who you really are, His beloved child, worthy of rest, deserving of peace, precious beyond measure. Here, you don't have to be strong for anyone else. Here, you don't have to have all the answers. Here, you don't have to fix or manage or solve anything. Here, you can simply receive. Receive His love, receive His peace, receive His rest. Do you feel it beginning, dear one? That deep, soul-level settling, like warm honey spreading through your entire being, like tension melting away like ice in springtime, like every part of you is finally exhaling. This is what it feels like to be held by the love of God. This is what it feels like to rest in the arms of Jesus. This is what it feels like to come home to yourself, to Him, to the peace you were created to know. The ancient Celts had a beautiful word, thin places. Places where heaven and earth seem to touch, where the divine feels especially near, where you can almost hear the whisper of eternity. This moment, beloved, is a thin place. Here, in this sacred stillness, the veil between your weary heart and His perfect love is gossamer thin. Here, you can sense His presence not as a distant deity, but as the closest friend, the most loving Father, the gentlest shepherd. Here, His peace isn't just a concept or a hope. It's a living reality surrounding you, filling you, holding you. In Zephaniah 3:10, God says something so beautiful about how He feels toward you. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you, in His love. He will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. He rejoices over you with singing. Can you imagine that? The God of the universe, whose voice spoke galaxies into existence, is singing over you right now. Singing a love song, a lullaby, a melody of pure affection and joy. Maybe it sounds like this, a gentle, wordless song of love, of peace, of infinite tenderness. Or maybe it's the sound of wind in the trees, creating music just for you. Or maybe it's the rhythm of your own heartbeat, the song of life He has placed within you. However, His song sounds to your soul. Know that it's playing right now. A private concert, an intimate serenade, a lullaby designed specifically for your tired heart. And as that divine lullaby washes over you, as you sink deeper into this place of perfect rest, I want you to know something else. You are not alone in your sleep. You will never be alone in your sleep. The one who neither slumbers nor sleeps is keeping watch. The one who holds every star in place is holding you. The one who commands the morning and knows the place of dawn is orchestrating your rest. Psalm 48 says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." In peace you will lie down. In peace you will sleep, because He alone, not your circumstances, not your bank account, not other people's opinions, not your ability to control outcomes, He alone makes you dwell in safety. His love is your security. His presence is your protection. His faithfulness is your foundation. And none of these things depend on you being awake to maintain them. They are gifts of grace, constants of His character, promises that hold firm whether you're conscious or unconscious, awake or asleep, strong or weak. So let yourself sink deeper now into this holy rest. Let your body become heavy with relaxation. Let your mind become still with trust. Let your heart become quiet with peace. Let your soul become full with love. You are safe here, beloved. You are loved here. You are home here. And now, as we prepare to go even deeper into the rest He has for you, know that Jesus Himself is preparing to hold you through the night, to watch over your dreams, to fill your sleep with His perfect peace. Are you ready to let Him hold you while you sleep? Are you ready to rest in the arms of perfect love? Before you drift deeper into this sacred rest, I want to paint for you a picture of what this night holds. Not just the hours of sleep ahead, but the spiritual reality of what it means to rest in the arms of Jesus. Imagine, if you will, that your bedroom has been transformed into a sanctuary. The very air shimmers with His presence. Golden light, warm and welcoming, fills every corner, not bright enough to disturb your rest, but present enough that you know you're surrounded by something holy. Your pillow becomes a place where His hand rests gently, cradling your head with infinite tenderness. Your blanket becomes His arms wrapped around you with protective love. Your mattress becomes His strength, supporting you completely, holding you steady through the night. This isn't just imagination, beloved. This is the spiritual reality of what happens when you rest in God. Isaiah 40,001 tells us that He gathers the lambs in His arms and carries them close to His heart. Tonight, you are that lamb. Tonight, you are carried close to His heart. Can you feel it? That steady, eternal heartbeat that has been beating since before time began. That rhythm of perfect love, perfect faithfulness, perfect peace. Your own heartbeat begins to synchronize with His, finding its rest in that eternal rhythm. Your breathing slows to match the breathing of eternity, deep, peaceful, unhurried. Do you know what happens in the spiritual realm when you sleep? While your conscious mind rests, your spirit continues to commune with His Spirit. While your body restores itself, your soul is being renewed by His love. Psalm 16:7 says, I will praise the Lord who counsels me. Even at night, my heart instructs me. Even in sleep, He is speaking to your heart, instructing you in His ways, counseling you with His wisdom. The dreams you'll have tonight may carry His messages of hope. The rest you'll experience may heal wounds you didn't even know were there. The peace that settles over you may linger into tomorrow, changing the very way you move through your day. Let me tell you about the Garden of Eden for a moment. Before sin entered the world, before anxiety and fear and restless nights became part of human experience, there was perfect rest. Adam and Eve could lie down without worry, without the need to guard against danger, without the racing thoughts that keep us awake. They rested in perfect trust because they knew they were perfectly loved. Tonight, beloved, Jesus is inviting you back to that Eden kind of rest, not the geographical place, but the spiritual reality. The experience of being so completely safe in love that rest becomes natural, effortless, healing. In this sanctuary, He has prepared for your rest. There are no intruders. Worry cannot enter here. Anxiety has no key to this place. Fear finds no foothold in this holy ground. The door is guarded by angels. The windows are sealed with grace. The walls are built with His promises. Nothing that would disturb your peace can cross the threshold of this sacred space. He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways, says Psalm 91:11. Tonight, those angels are standing watch while you rest, ensuring that your sleep is protected, your dreams are blessed, your spirit is refreshed. I want you to practice something beautiful with me now. It's called sacred releasing. With each breath, you're going to let go of one more thing that's been occupying space in your mind or heart. Breathe in His peace. Breathe out the worry about tomorrow's meeting. Breathe in Breathe out the regret about something you said today. Breathe in His grace. Breathe out the anxiety about your loved one's struggles. Breathe in His presence. Breathe out the need to control outcomes you cannot control. Keep breathing with me, beloved. Each exhale is a gift to yourself, the gift of releasing what is not yours to carry. Each inhale is a gift from Him, the gift of receiving what your soul truly needs. Breathe in His joy. Breathe out the heaviness that's been sitting on your chest. Breathe in His hope. Breathe out the fear about the future. Breathe in His rest. Breathe out the need to figure everything out tonight. Can you feel it happening? That beautiful exchange. You give Him your burdens, and He gives you His peace. You release your control, and He provides His care. You let go of your striving, and He offers His rest. This is what Jesus meant when He said, "My yoke is easy, and my burden is light." The exchange is always in your favor. You give Him what's too heavy for you to carry, and He gives you what is perfectly suited for your soul. There's a beautiful verse in Song of Solomon that I think captures this moment perfectly. His left hand is under my head, and His right hand embraces me. Can you picture that, dear one? His left hand, strong, gentle, supportive, cradling your head as you prepare for sleep. His right hand, protective, loving, secure, embracing you, holding you close to His heart. You are not just lying down for sleep tonight. You are being held for sleep. You are being embraced into rest. You are being loved into peace. I want to pray over your sleep now, beloved. Not with many words, but with the kind of blessing that comes from a heart that knows you are precious beyond measure. May your sleep tonight be deep and restorative. May your dreams be filled with beauty and hope. May your rest heal what needs healing in your body, mind, and spirit. May you wake refreshed, renewed, and wrapped in the assurance of His love. May any pain you carry find ease in His presence. May any fear you hold find peace in His promises. May any loneliness you feel find comfort in His companionship. May any confusion you experience find clarity in His wisdom. And may you sleep with the absolute certainty that you are watched over, cared for, treasured, and loved with a love that will never end, never fail, never fade. You are His beloved child, and beloved children rest securely in their Father's care. Before we go deeper still, I want you to know something about the hours ahead. While you sleep, Jesus doesn't sleep. While you rest, He remains alert. While you dream, He stands guard. Psalm 121 reminds us, "He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, He who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep." Not just your Savior, not just your friend, but your keeper. The one who watches over you with protective love, who tends to your needs even when you're unaware, who works on your behalf while you're unconscious. Every breath you take tonight, He gives. Every beat of your heart, He sustains. Every healing that happens in your body while you sleep, He orchestrates. Every restoration that occurs in your soul, He provides. You are not just sleeping tonight. You are being held in the arms of the one who spoke the universe into existence, who knows every star by name, who counts every hair on your head. And yet, with all that cosmic power, all that infinite authority, He chooses to spend His attention on you, on your rest, on your peace, on your well-being. As your eyelids grow heavy, as your body settles more deeply into relaxation, remember this: you are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. The presence that has been with you through this entire journey toward rest, through the releasing of today's burdens, through the calming of your storms, through the deep knowing of His love, that presence remains with you now, closer than the air you breathe, nearer than your own heartbeat, more constant than gravity itself. Sleep now, beloved child of God. Sleep in the arms of perfect love. Sleep under the canopy of infinite grace. Sleep with the lullaby of heaven singing over you. Sleep knowing that when morning comes, you will not wake up alone. You will wake up held, treasured, loved beyond measure. Sleep, dear one. Sleep in peace. Sleep in safety. Sleep in the perfect rest that only Jesus can provide. And now, as you drift deeper into his embrace, let's enter together into the most sacred space of all. The place where he holds you through the night, where his love becomes your covering, where his peace becomes your dreams. And now, beloved, now we enter the deepest sanctuary of all, the place where sleep becomes worship, where rest becomes communion, where your dreams become conversations with heaven. You have traveled so far tonight, dear one, from the chaos of the day to this sacred stillness, from the storms that raged within you to this perfect calm, from feeling alone to knowing, truly knowing, that you are held. And now, as your consciousness gently releases its hold on the day, as your body settles into the deepest rest, as your mind lets go of its need to control and manage and figure everything out, Jesus wraps you in the most intimate embrace your soul has ever known. Can you feel it beginning? That transition from wakefulness to sleep, from effort to ease, from holding yourself up to letting yourself be held. This is not ordinary sleep you're entering, beloved. This is sacred sleep. This is the kind of rest that comes only when perfect love casts out all fear, when absolute safety makes deep surrender possible. Picture this with me. Jesus, sitting beside your bed like the most devoted guardian. His presence fills the entire room with peace, so thick you could almost touch it. His love surrounds you like the warmest blanket, the softest light, the gentlest breath. His hand, scarred with love for you, rests gently on your forehead, not pressing, not demanding, just there. A constant, steady reminder that you are watched over, cared for, treasured beyond measure. And as his hand rests there, something beautiful begins to happen. Every worried thought that tries to surface is immediately soothed. Every anxious feeling that attempts to stir is instantly calmed. Every fear that seeks to disturb your peace is gently dissolved by his touch. Do you remember the story of Jesus sleeping in the boat during the storm, while chaos raged all around him? While his disciples panicked about the wind and waves, he slept with perfect peace. Not because he didn't care about the storm, but because he knew something deeper than the storm. He knew his Father's love. He knew his Father's protection. He knew his Father's perfect plan. Tonight, beloved, you get to sleep with that same perfect peace. Not because there are no storms in life, but because you know something deeper than any storm. You know his love for you. You know his protection over you. You know his perfect plan for you. And that knowing, that deep, soul-level certainty, becomes your pillow tonight. As your breathing deepens and slows, as your heartbeat settles into the rhythm of rest, I want you to know what's happening in the spiritual realm around you. Angels are taking their positions, not because you're in danger, but because you're precious. Not because something threatening is near, but because something wonderful is happening. One of God's beloved children is resting in perfect trust. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Tonight, that camp of protection surrounds your bed, your room, your dreams, your very soul. These angels don't sleep. They don't get tired. They don't get distracted. They are completely focused on one beautiful task: ensuring that your rest is perfect, your dreams are blessed, your sleep is sacred. Some stand at the corners of your room, radiating peace. Some hover near your bed, whispering prayers over your dreams. Some patrol the spiritual atmosphere around you, ensuring that nothing of darkness can disturb the light that surrounds you. All of them are working in perfect harmony with Jesus, who holds you closest of all. And what is Jesus doing as you sleep? Oh, beloved, if you could see what I see, if you could glimpse the tenderness in his eyes as he watches over your rest. He is memorizing the peaceful expression on your face, treasuring this moment when all your worries have melted away, and he can see you as you truly are, his beloved child, safe at last. He is listening to the rhythm of your breathing, each breath a prayer of trust, each exhale a release of everything you cannot control, each inhale a reception of everything you need. He is guarding your dreams, ensuring that even in unconsciousness, you are surrounded by his love, his hope, his perfect plans for your future. Do you know what else he's doing while you sleep? He's healing you, not just your body, though he is certainly doing that, restoring cells, renewing strength, repairing what the day has worn down. But he's healing your heart. Every disappointment you've carried, he's touching it with his grace. Every wound that still aches, he's breathing his peace over it. Every place where you feel broken or incomplete, he's whispering his wholeness into it. Every part of you that feels unworthy or unloved, he's saturating it with the truth of his devotion to you. While you sleep, he is working. Not the frantic working of human effort, but the steady, sure working of divine love. He is arranging circumstances for your good. He is preparing blessings for your tomorrow. He is moving in the hearts of people you love. He is orchestrating details you couldn't even think to pray about. He is weaving together a story more beautiful than you can imagine, and you, dear one, are not a minor character in that story. You are beloved protagonist, treasured beyond measure. As you drift deeper into sleep, deeper into his embrace, I want you to know about the dreams that may come tonight. They may be simple and sweet, dreams of beauty, of joy, of love, dreams that restore your soul and remind you of all the good things God has placed in this world. They may be profound and meaningful, dreams where you sense his presence, where you receive comfort for old wounds, where you find answers to questions you've been carrying. They may be healing dreams, dreams where you relive difficult memories, but this time with his presence there, transforming pain into purpose, hurt into hope. Or they may be quiet dreams, gentle, peaceful, restorative dreams that simply wrap your sleeping mind in love while your body rests. Whatever dreams come, know that he is in them. Whatever your sleeping mind experiences, know that it is held in his love. And if no dreams come at all, if you sink into the deepest, most restful sleep imaginable, know that this too is his gift to you. The gift of profound rest, complete restoration, perfect peace. There's something else I want you to know about this night. While you sleep in the arms of Jesus, you are not alone in that embrace. Every person who has ever trusted in him, every soul who has ever found rest in his love, is somehow connected to this same eternal embrace. The saints of old who walked with him on dusty roads, they knew this same peace. The martyrs who died trusting in his love, they experienced this same comfort. The believers throughout history who faced impossible circumstances with impossible faith, they rested in this same security. And right now, all around the world, other weary souls are finding this same rest, this same peace, this same perfect love. You are part of something bigger than yourself, beloved. Part of a family that spans centuries and continents, united by nothing more and nothing less than the love of Jesus. And all of heaven is watching over your sleep tonight, not with the intensity of worry, but with the joy of love. The Father, who knew you before you were born, who planned every day of your life with infinite care, who loves you with an everlasting love. He is delighting in your rest. The Holy Spirit, who lives within you, who intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words, who guides you into all truth. He is guarding your dreams. Jesus, who gave his life for love of you, who knows every thought in your head and every feeling in your heart, who calls you friend. He is holding you close. This is your covering tonight, beloved. Not just blankets and sheets, but the very presence of the triune God, surrounding you, protecting you, loving you while you sleep. Let yourself sink deeper now into this divine embrace. Feel how completely you are held. Feel how perfectly you are loved. Feel how absolutely you are safe. Your body can completely relax because his strength is holding you up. Your mind can completely rest because his wisdom is watching over you. Your heart can completely trust because his love is covering you. Your spirit can completely surrender because his faithfulness will never fail you. Sleep now, precious child of God. Sleep in the arms of perfect love. Sleep under the canopy of infinite grace. Sleep with the heartbeat of heaven as your lullaby. Sleep with the breath of the Almighty as your peace. Sleep with the promises of God as your pillow. Sleep with the presence of Jesus as your covering. And as you sleep, as you rest, as you dream, know this: every moment of your rest brings joy to the heart of God. Every peaceful breath you take is a gift that delights him. Every dream that comes is touched by his love. Every healing that happens in your sleep is orchestrated by his care. You are not just sleeping tonight, beloved. You are being held by love himself. You are being watched over by the creator of the universe. You are being treasured by the one who knew you before time began and will love you after time ends. Sleep, dear one. Sleep deeply. Sleep knowing that when morning comes, you will wake up, still held, still loved, still precious beyond measure. He holds you while you sleep, and he will hold you when you wake, and he will never, ever let you go. There's something I want you to understand about this moment, beloved. Something about the profound significance of what's happening as you rest in his arms. Throughout human history, sleep has been seen as a kind of small death, a daily surrender of consciousness, a letting go of control, a time when we are utterly vulnerable and dependent. And in many ways, that's exactly what it is. But when you sleep in the arms of Jesus, that vulnerability becomes your greatest strength. That surrender becomes your deepest security. That letting go becomes your most profound act of faith. Think about it. In choosing to sleep, you are declaring with your very being that you trust someone greater than yourself to sustain you through the night. You are saying, without words, I believe. You will keep my heart beating while I'm unconscious. I believe. You will keep my lungs breathing while I'm unaware. I believe you will watch over me when I cannot watch over myself. This is faith made manifest in the most basic human way possible. As your body settles deeper into rest, I want you to know about the incredible processes Jesus is orchestrating within you while you sleep peacefully, unaware of the intricate dance of healing and restoration taking place. He is conducting a symphony of renewal that would astound the greatest scientists. Your cells are being repaired and regenerated. Your muscles are releasing the tension they've held all day. Your mind is processing the experiences you've had, filing away the important memories, releasing what no longer serves you. Your heart, both the physical organ and the spiritual center of your being, is being strengthened. The stress hormones that have coursed through your system are being neutralized. The peace hormones are being released, flooding your body with healing chemicals that only deep, sacred rest can produce. But beyond all the physical healing, something even more beautiful is happening. In the deepest places of your spirit, where words cannot reach and thoughts cannot penetrate, Jesus is whispering love over every part of who you are. He is speaking identity over your insecurities. You are mine. He is breathing purpose over your confusion. I have plans for you. He is pouring worth over your shame. You are precious in my sight. He is infusing hope over your despair. Your story is not over. He is saturating strength over your weakness. My power is made perfect in you. Do you know what makes your sleep tonight different from every other night? It's not just that you're tired, though you certainly are. It's not just that you're in a comfortable place, though I hope you are. It's that you have consciously, intentionally, willingly surrendered yourself into His care. You have opened your heart to receive His love. You have acknowledged your need for His rest. You have chosen trust over anxiety, faith over fear, surrender over control. And that choice, that beautiful, brave choice, has opened a doorway between your heart and His. A doorway through which His peace can flow freely, His love can move without obstruction, His healing can work without resistance. I want to tell you something about the way Jesus sees you right now, as you rest in His arms. He doesn't see the mistakes you made today, or the tasks you didn't complete, or the ways you felt you fell short. He doesn't see your imperfections, or your insecurities, or your fears. He sees His masterpiece. He sees the person He created you to be, the one He's been patiently, lovingly shaping through every experience of your life. He sees beauty where you see flaws. He sees potential where you see limitations. He sees beloved where you see broken. And as He watches over your sleep, His heart is full of such tender affection for you. The way a parent watches over a sleeping child, but magnified by divine love that has no limits, no conditions, no end. He delights in the way your breathing has become slow and peaceful. He treasures the way your face has relaxed into serenity. He cherishes the way your body has finally released its grip on the day's tension and stress. This is what brings Him joy, beloved. Not your performance or your achievements or your ability to have everything figured out. Simply this: you resting peacefully in His love. You trusting Him enough to be vulnerable. You letting Him carry what you cannot carry. As you drift even deeper into sleep, I want you to know about the spiritual covering that surrounds you. It's more than protection. It's a canopy of love so complete, so perfect, that nothing harmful can penetrate it. Under this covering, past hurts lose their power to wound you. Future worries lose their grip on your mind. Present struggles lose their ability to steal your peace. Under this covering, you are not defined by your circumstances, but by His love for you. You are not measured by your failures, but by His faithfulness to you. You are not limited by your weakness, but empowered by His strength within you. Do you hear that? Those gentle sounds of celebration. That's the sound of heaven rejoicing over your rest. The angels singing over your surrender. The very heart of God delighting in the trust you've placed in His care. Every time one of His children comes home like this, weary, vulnerable, ready to rest in His love, all of heaven takes notice. Not because it's rare, but because it's precious. Not because it's difficult, but because it's beautiful. you matter to heaven, beloved. Your rest matters. Your peace matters. Your trust matters. And now, as your consciousness gently fades and sleep overtakes you, I want you to carry this truth into your dreams. You are loved with a love that will never end. When morning comes and you wake, you will still be held in this same love. When challenges arise in the days ahead, you will still be covered by this same grace. When you succeed and when you fail, when you're strong and when you're weak, when you feel close to God and when you feel distant, through all of it, you will still be treasured with this same infinite affection. Sleep now, precious one. Sleep deeply, knowing you are held by hands that will never let you go. Sleep peacefully, knowing you are watched over by eyes that never close. Sleep securely, knowing you are covered by love that never fails. Sleep restfully, knowing you are home in the heart of the one who loves you most. And in your dreams tonight, may you walk with him in gardens of peace. May you rest beside still waters of comfort. May you find yourself held in arms of infinite love. May you wake knowing, more deeply than ever before, that you are his beloved and he is yours. Rest now, child of God. Rest in perfect love. Rest in absolute safety. Rest in the certain knowledge that you are home. He holds you while you sleep, and he will never let you go. Tomorrow awaits with new mercies, new grace, new hope. But for now, simply rest. Before you drift completely into the deepest sleep, I want to leave you with one final image, one last truth to carry with you through the night. Picture yourself as a small child again, if you will. Remember what it felt like to fall asleep in the arms of someone who loved you completely, perhaps a parent, a grandparent, someone whose very presence meant absolute safety. Do you remember how natural it was then to simply close your eyes and let sleep come? How there was no struggle, no resistance, no part of you that felt the need to stay alert or in control. You simply trusted, completely and without reservation, that you would be cared for. That's how Jesus wants you to sleep tonight, beloved. Not as an adult carrying the weight of the world, but as his precious child, safe in arms that will never fail you. And just as that loving presence from your childhood watched over your sleep with tender joy, Jesus watches over you now. But his love is even more perfect, his protection even more complete, his commitment to your well-being even more absolute. You can let go now, dear one. You can release every last thread of control, every final worry, every remaining fear. You are held by love himself. You are watched over by the author of peace. You are treasured by the one who calls you beloved. Sleep now in the perfect safety of his embrace. Sleep knowing that you are home. Sleep trusting that his love will never let you go. And when you wake, may you carry the peace of this night into the promise of tomorrow. Rest, precious child, rest in him. And now, beloved, as you rest in the deepest peace, as sleep embraces you with healing arms, as your soul finds its home in the heart of Jesus, I want to speak one final truth over your night. You are not alone, even tomorrow. When morning comes, and it will come, gentle and golden and full of new mercies, the love that holds you now will still be holding you then. When you open your eyes to face a new day, the Jesus who watches over your dreams will still be walking beside you in your waking hours. When you rise to meet whatever challenges or joys await, the peace you found tonight will remain available to you, as close as your next breath, as near as your next prayer. This is not just a beautiful sleep story that ends when the last word is spoken. This is the beginning of a new chapter in your relationship with the one who loves you beyond measure. Tonight, You have tasted what it means to truly rest in His presence. You have experienced what it feels like to be held by perfect love. You have discovered the peace that comes when you stop trying to carry everything yourself and let Him carry you instead. And that experience, that knowing, that deep soul recognition of His love, it doesn't disappear when you wake up. It becomes part of who you are. It gets woven into the fabric of your being. It changes the way you move through your days. Tomorrow, when anxiety tries to grip your chest, you'll remember this peace and know where to find it again. Tomorrow, when loneliness whispers its lies, you'll remember this love and know you are never truly alone. Tomorrow, when the storms of life try to overwhelm you, you'll remember this stillness and know where your soul can find rest. Do you know what Jesus wants you to understand about the day that's coming? He's not dreading it. He's not worried about what you'll face or whether you'll have enough strength for the challenges ahead. He's actually excited about tomorrow, excited to walk through it with you, excited to show you new evidences of His love, excited to demonstrate His faithfulness in fresh ways, excited to write the next beautiful chapter of your story together. The sunrise that will come in a few hours, He painted it just for you. The breath you'll take when you first wake, He'll give it to you as a gift. The opportunities and encounters and moments of beauty that will unfold throughout your day. He's been preparing them with you in mind. Tomorrow is not a burden to bear or an obstacle to overcome. Tomorrow is a gift to receive, a canvas on which His love will paint new masterpieces, a stage where His grace will perform new wonders. And you, beloved, you get to be part of it all. Not as a spectator watching from the sidelines, but as the treasured child, the beloved friend, the precious one for whom all of it is being orchestrated. I want to tell you something about the version of yourself that will wake up in the morning. She will be the same you, but different somehow. Changed by this encounter with perfect love, marked by this experience of sacred rest, strengthened by this time of deep surrender. She will carry herself differently, with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing she is held. She will breathe differently, with the deep peace that comes from knowing she is loved. She will speak differently, with the gentle authority that comes from knowing she is chosen. She will love differently, with the free-flowing grace that comes from knowing she is forgiven. This is what happens when we let Jesus love us completely. We don't just feel better for a moment. We become different. We don't just experience temporary relief. We undergo permanent transformation. The love you've received tonight has healing power that will work in you for days, weeks, months to come. The peace you found will echo through countless tomorrows. The rest you've entered will restore parts of your soul you didn't even know were tired. And here's something beautiful I want you to know about the Jesus who will greet you in the morning. He will be just as tender, just as patient, just as devoted to your well-being as He is right now. When you stumble out of bed, perhaps feeling groggy or disoriented, His first thought won't be criticism or impatience. His first thought will be joy, pure, delighted joy that His beloved child is awake and He gets to spend another day loving you. When you face the mirror and see all the human imperfections you usually focus on, He will be seeing His masterpiece, His treasured one, His beloved child whom He finds absolutely beautiful. When you think about your schedule and feel that familiar flutter of anxiety about everything you need to accomplish, He will be whispering the same truth. He's been speaking over you tonight. You don't have to carry this alone. I'm here. I'll help you, one moment at a time. I wonder what your first conscious thought will be tomorrow morning. I hope it might be something like, I am loved, or I am not alone, or He is still here with me, because all of those things will be absolutely, beautifully, eternally true. The love you've experienced tonight doesn't end when you wake up. It begins a new day of expression. The presence you felt doesn't disappear with consciousness. It becomes your constant companion through every hour. The peace you found doesn't fade with morning light. It becomes the background music of your soul, available whenever you choose to listen for it. And what about the challenges you'll face tomorrow? The difficult conversation you've been dreading, the decision you need to make, the relationship that needs attention, the task that feels overwhelming. Jesus sees all of it, beloved. He's already there in your tomorrow, preparing the way, arranging circumstances, softening hearts, providing solutions you haven't even thought of yet. He's not sending you into tomorrow alone to figure it all out yourself. He's walking into tomorrow with you, His hand in yours, His wisdom in your mind, His love in your heart, His strength in your body. Every challenge you'll face with you. Every decision you need to make, He'll guide you through. Every person you'll interact with, He'll give you grace for. Every moment of uncertainty, He'll be your steady anchor. Every opportunity for joy, He'll celebrate alongside you. This is what it means to have Jesus as your companion, not just in the peaceful moments like tonight, but in all the ordinary, messy, complicated, beautiful moments that make up a human life. I want to pray over your tomorrow now, beloved. I want to speak blessing over the day that's coming, the week that follows, the season you're entering. May you wake refreshed and renewed, body and soul restored by this sacred sleep. May the first light that touches your eyes remind you of the light of the world who loves you. May your morning coffee or tea taste of comfort, your breakfast nourish not just your body, but your hope. May the people you encounter today be touched by the love that flows through you. May the work you do be infused with purpose and meaning. May the conversations you have be marked by grace and truth. And when challenges arise, as they surely will in this broken but beautiful world, may you remember that you are not facing them alone. May anxiety lose its power over you because you know where to find peace. May loneliness lose its sting because you know you are always held. May fear lose its grip because you know you are perfectly loved. May overwhelm lose its strength because you know where to find rest. And tonight, when this day ends and you prepare for sleep once again, may you remember this moment. May you remember what it felt like to be held by perfect love. May you remember where to find the rest your soul needs. May this become your pattern, beloved, not just tonight, but every night. Coming home to His love, releasing the day's burdens into His capable hands, finding your rest in His presence, because this is how you were designed to live. Not carrying everything alone, not striving endlessly without rest, not facing life without the comfort of divine love. You were created to be held, to be loved, to be at peace in the arms of your Creator. And so, as this night draws to its close and you drift deeper into the most restorative sleep you've had in years, carry these final words with you. You are beloved. You are chosen. You are treasured. You are held. You are never, ever alone. The Jesus who holds you tonight will hold you tomorrow and every day after that. The love that surrounds you now will surround you always. The peace you found will remain available to you whenever you need it. The rest you've entered is not just for tonight. It's for your soul, for your journey, for your entire beautiful life. Sleep now, precious child of God. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Sleep knowing that you are home in the heart of love Himself. And when morning comes, wake with joy, knowing that every new day is a gift from the one who loves you most. You are not alone, beloved. Not tonight, not tomorrow, not ever. Rest, child of God. You are home. There's something else I want you to know about tomorrow, beloved. Something about the way this night will continue to bless you long after you wake. The peace you found tonight, it's not just a temporary respite from life's demands. It's a taste of your true spiritual inheritance. It's a glimpse of who you really are when you're not carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. This version of yourself, calm, trusting, resting in love, this is who you actually are underneath all the roles you play, all the expectations you try to meet, all the ways you exhaust yourself trying to earn what has already been freely given. And tomorrow, as you move through your day, you may catch glimpses of this true self emerging. In moments when you would normally panic, you might find yourself breathing deeply instead, remembering what it felt like to be held. In situations where you would typically rush and strive, you might find yourself moving with more grace, more patience, more trust. This is the gift of sacred rest, dear one. It doesn't just refresh your body, it reminds your soul who you really are. I want to paint a picture of your morning for you, beloved, not to predict exactly what will happen, but to show you how the love that holds you tonight will continue to manifest in the hours to come. When you first open your eyes, there may be a moment, just a brief, beautiful moment, when you feel completely at peace. Before your mind starts cataloging what needs to be done, before anxiety about the day begins to creep in, there will be that sacred space where you simply exist in the afterglow of divine love. Try to linger there for just a few extra seconds. Let yourself savor that feeling of being held, being loved, being perfectly safe. Because that feeling isn't an illusion or a leftover dream. It's the most real thing about your existence. As you go through your morning routine, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, preparing for the day, you might notice small things you usually miss. The way sunlight streams through your window, the taste of cool water, the feeling of clothes against your skin. These simple sensations might seem more vivid, more precious somehow. And they should, because you're experiencing them through eyes that have remembered what it means to be beloved. Everything looks different when you know you're treasured. And when you encounter other people throughout your day, family members, co-workers, strangers, something beautiful may happen. The love you've received may begin to flow through you in ways you don't even consciously notice. Your voice might be a little gentler. Your patience might stretch a little further. Your willingness to see the best in others might be a little stronger. This isn't something you have to work at or strive for. It's the natural overflow of a heart that knows it's loved. When we're secure in divine love, human love becomes easier, more spontaneous, more gracious. You know what else might be different about tomorrow? The way you handle difficult moments. When that challenging email comes in, or that frustrating phone call happens, or that person says something that usually would hurt your feelings deeply, you might find yourself responding from a different place. Not from the wounded, reactive part of yourself, but from the centered, loved, held part. You might hear yourself saying things like, "Let me think about that and get back to you," instead of immediately feeling pressured to respond. Or, "I understand you're upset, and I want to help work this out," instead of getting defensive. Or simply taking a deep breath and choosing silence over words you might regret. This is what happens when we learn to rest in God's love, beloved. We don't become perfect, but we become more free. Free from the desperate need to prove ourselves. Free from the fear that drives so much of our reactive behavior. Free to respond from love instead of fear. And here's the beautiful thing. Every time you respond from that centered, loved place, you're creating more peace in the world. You're becoming a conduit for the same divine love that has been poured out on you tonight. I wonder what specific situations in your life might be transformed by this new sense of being held by love. That relationship that's been strained, what might happen if you approached it knowing you're already completely loved, not needing anything from that person to validate your worth. That work situation that's been stressing you, how might you handle it differently, knowing that your value isn't determined by your performance but by God's unchanging love for you? That decision you've been wrestling with, what if you made it from a place of trust rather than fear, knowing that even if you choose imperfectly, you're still held by perfect grace? These aren't just hypothetical questions, dear one. They're invitations to live differently, to let the truth of God's love change not just how you feel, but how you move through the world. And what about the evening that will come at the end of tomorrow, when the day's work is done and you're preparing for sleep once again? I hope you'll remember this moment, this feeling, this sense of being perfectly loved and completely safe. I hope you'll create space to return to this place of rest, this sanctuary of peace that exists whenever you choose to enter it. Because this isn't a one-time experience, beloved. This is your inheritance as a child of God. This is what's always available to you. Not just when you're listening to a sleep story, not just when you're in a good mood or having an easy day, but always. Every night, He's waiting to hold you like this. Every evening, He's ready to receive your burdens and give you His peace. Every time you close your eyes, He's prepared to love you into the deepest, most restorative sleep. And as the days turn into weeks, and the weeks into months, and you continue to practice this sacred rhythm of working and resting, striving and surrendering, engaging with life and finding refuge in His love, something beautiful will happen. You'll begin to recognize His presence, not just in the quiet moments, but in the busy ones too. Not just in the peaceful times, but in the chaotic ones. Not just when you're feeling strong, but especially when you're feeling weak. You'll start to understand what the Apostle Paul meant when he said, "In Him we live and move and have our being." You'll realize that you're not just visiting God in your prayer times or sleep stories. You're living within His love every moment of every day. This is the ultimate truth I want to leave with you tonight, beloved. The love that surrounds you now isn't just for now. The presence you feel isn't just for this moment. The peace you found isn't just for tonight. All of it is your permanent spiritual reality. You live in the love of God. You move within His grace. You exist in His peace. The only thing that ever changes is your awareness of it. And so my prayer for you, as you drift deeper into sleep and as you wake to greet tomorrow, is that your awareness of His love would grow stronger each day. May you catch glimpses of His presence in ordinary moments. May you recognize His voice in the whispers of hope that come in difficult times. May you feel His hand in the unexpected blessings that appear when you need them most. May you see His face in the kindness of strangers and the love of friends. May tomorrow be a day when you walk in the confidence of knowing you're beloved. May you speak with the authority that comes from being chosen. May you love with the freedom that comes from being forgiven. May you rest with the peace that comes from being held. And may every day that follows be another chapter in the beautiful story of learning to live loved. You are not alone tonight, beloved. You are not alone tomorrow. You are not alone ever. The one who holds the stars in place holds you in His heart. The one who commands the sunrise speaks your name with tenderness. The one who breathed the universe into existence breathes His love into your very soul. Sleep now, precious child. Sleep in perfect love. Sleep in absolute safety. Sleep in the certain knowledge that nothing can separate you from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus. When you wake, you'll still be held. When you rise, you'll still be loved. When you face tomorrow, you'll still be treasured beyond measure. Rest, beloved. You are home. You are safe.